Why did Russia build a $1.1 billion bridge to nowhere? The $1.1 billion Russky Bridge, the world's longest cable-stayed bridge, spans the eastern Bosphorus Strait from Vladivostok to Russky Island. The bridge had been built over a period of 4 years, during which time construction employees had to contend with bad weather, oppressive heat, and bitterly cold temperatures. In order to prepare for the 2012 Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, which took place at Far Eastern Federal University on Russky Island, a $20 billion investment was made in the project. Bridges have been built throughout history to connect towns across waterways and over unfavorable terrain, allowing trade and empires to develop. Bridges, on the other hand, provide an opportunity for communities to demonstrate their economic strength and engineering prowess. Many have become symbols of entire cities, regions, and countries. And this is why the Russky Bridge in Vladivostok is Russia's most recent achievement. The Russky Bridge can accommodate 50,000 vehicles daily and has a 1,104 m central span. Only 5,360 people reside on Russky Island, thus, it doesn't receive even close to that much traffic. Because Russky Island is so sparsely populated, Russky Bridge has earned the moniker the Bridge to Nowhere. Two 390.2-meter tall A-shaped pylons and enormous cables can also be found on the Russky Bridge. The bridge connects the largest wooded island of Russky to the city. The island was largely of military significance during the Soviet era because it protected Vladivostok from the south. The Russians have maintained several military forces in forts and batteries that are dispersed over a wide area for the majority of the last 150 years. Even Vladivostok residents had to obtain a special visa in order to visit the island until recently. There are quite a few plans to develop the island further into a large-scale tourist destination. It was also planned to be the academic and business zone. A number of luxury hotels were also built for guests and delegates that were attending the summit, and the Far Eastern Federal University campus was also opened. However, development has mostly halted ever since the summit's conclusion. The bridge, which had a capacity of 50,000 vehicles per day when it was erected, is now only utilized by a small number of cars and tour buses. Only 20 to 30 kilometers of asphalt roads are present on the island. There are still plenty of unpaved roads left. A travel website has also stated that, at the moment, Russky Island is simply a DIY attraction. The cables that stabilize the bridge are 579.8 meters long, and they are colored red, white and blue in honor of the Russian flag. At night the huge pylons are illuminated with bright light to give the appearance of a giant Russian flag draped over the bridge. Builders also faced numerous weather-related difficulties during construction. However, the weather meant that completing the megastructure was much more difficult than building a bridge in a locale with a milder climate. Construction workers faced wind speeds of 36 meters per second, which resulted in 6-meter-high waves. The ice in the eastern Bosphorus Strait can reach a thickness of 70 centimeters, and temperatures in winter can plummet to -31 degrees Celsius. So much material was needed to build the bridge that over 1,300 meters of railway track was built to transport it all. 2 huge production facilities were built in preparation for construction, one on the island and another on Nazimova Ostrov. Thousands of builders worked tirelessly to construct the bridge, and many actually lived on site in living quarters during the process. All the workers' office buildings, welding workshops, laboratories and concrete mixing plants were also built on site. More than 900 meters of viaducts were built to provide an approach to the bridge, and the concrete and steel viaduct columns range in height from 9 to 30 meters high. 1.5 million cubic meters of dirt and rock were moved to build the construction sites on each side of the eastern Bosphorus Strait. And state-of-the-art Russian cranes and equipment had been used in the building process. The project began in 2008, and in just 4 short years, the bridge was finished. Before the bridge was built, many locals were worried about the potential impacts. Some locals thought it was unnecessary and complained about the environmental effects, but others were looking forward to a bustling economy and increased tourism. The long-term goal of the Ruski Island Bridge project was to turn the area into a tourism hotspot. But so far, that hasn't really happened. Tourism has definitely increased, but not to the extent that 50,000 vehicles are crossing the bridge every day. Numerous luxury hotels were built in time for the 2012 Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Conference, but they are far from packed today. Russia has money to spend, so expect to see plenty more mega-projects in the future, even if some of them seem like a complete waste. Russia is currently in the midst of a massive infrastructure overhaul. The country could look very different in only a few years. Natural gas company Novatek is building a massive Arctic terminal on the coast of the Gita Peninsula. The $2.2 billion terminal will handle more than 40 million tons of liquefied natural gas, and that's only the tip of this iceberg. Russia is also spending $96 billion to modernize and revamp the country's highways, airports, railways and ports.